Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play Blades of Avernum. Last episode, we happened to manage to defeat Polonius, the guy dealing with all the mages. Unfortunately, he was dealing with some sort of portal that appeared to have warped and twisted and exploded, and we got sucked into it. Now, we are somewhere around here. In fact, we just walked into Falrango here. Curious. However, something here seems strange. We'll investigate soon. First, though, well, stepping out of the town right now is not a good idea. It would be wise if you found the leader of this village and talked to him. Okay, then. I'm just going to do my normal explore around the entire area thing, as I do. Okay, that guard doesn't talk to anyone. The interesting thing it noted was that this doesn't look like a town in Izo. Everything's made of wood, and it just doesn't look right. That's them! That's them! The peasant from the plains is frantically pointing his finger at you. The sergeant next to him raises his hand to silence the man and focuses his attention on you. You strangers! Timothy here says you fell out of the sky. What do you have to say for yourself? And it better be something believable. Is this Farango? The sergeant's face rends with rage. I'll be doing all the asking here. Now answer that damnable question. Where did you come from? We were fighting the Magi and got thrown here in a magical vortex. The Magi? The sergeant eyes you suspiciously. That's right, the Magi in Crow Valley. Crow Valley? What in damnation's name is going on here? First a wizard lands near the market square, then you plummet into a hay cart. Wait, a wizard? Where is he now? Your questions get interrupted by a soldier running from the west and shouting with all his lungs. Giants! The giants are coming! Oh. I was right. We've gone back in time. The guard pants wildly and manages another giants. Giants are practically extinct in Valorum, let alone in Izo. There shouldn't be any dangerous beasts here. Is this guard experiencing a bad trip from Scribane? The sergeant certainly does not believe so. He is busy issuing orders to the running soldiers around him. Get to the west side! Defend the town! Get the peasants out of here! To arms! He seems to have completely forgotten about you. Hold on, what's going on here? The sergeant rediscovers you. Are you both deaf and daft? The giants are attacking us! Get out of here! Can I assist you in defending the village? The sergeant quickly assesses you. Do you know how to use those... Oh, blast! Just follow me! Hurry up! The soldier starts to trot to the west. Yes. We're back in time. Which means we're going to end up in the situation where we're that mysterious adventurer. Even as you approach the west side of Farango, you heard it. The low guttural voices of giants. Soon the earth begins to rumble by the many footsteps of the giants. The Empire archers fire their arrows at the giants while dodging the rocks the giants are throwing. Before you can adjust your mind to the fact that you are being attacked by a small drive of giants, they are upon you. Oh great, there's a mage among all of them. Alright, you are going to haste yourself so that you can give haste to everyone else, including you and you. Okay. Alright, we can do that and that. And we can do... Sure, it's hurting one of the allies, but it's also hurting these giants. Well, also hurting us a bit. but no big deal. Lightning spray. You hear the sergeant grunt in pain. As you turn to see him, you see him narrowly dodge a lethal blow from a nearby giant. Fortunately, the sergeant manages to retreat so that he can take care of his wounds. Oh, that's you. Alright, you need to give a healing there. And how about this? You, lightning spray. And again. That's beautiful. Okay, we got him. The sergeant returns to the battlefield. He is bleeding from the corner of his eye, and he is limping. I guess we owe you our thanks, stranger. I do not want to think what would have happened if you had not been here. You mentioned something about a wizard landing on the market square. The sergeant looks at you thoughtfully. We dragged his body to the warehouse. It's right over there. He points to the building south of him. Okay. So that's taken care of. Like I said, I think it's pretty clear what happened. We gone back in time here. Shield ring can be sold. Gold bracelets for selling. Steel large shield. Do we have? No, that would actually be useful. And iron chainmail can be sold. Too many items. Damn. Alright, steel large shield, you use that instead of the other shield. 1 to 10 plus 6, that's 17, that's 7 to 16. This one is 3 to 14. Actually, that is less useful, so that'll be sold. Okay. Let's go speak with the mage who fell down here. You enter the small warehouse. There is a body in here, all right. The peasantry, or possibly the soldiers, saw it fit to remove the dark robes from Polonius. Assuming this is Polonius, of course. The body is lying on its stomach. You're going to have to look closer to make sure this is the leader of the rogues. You turn the body over. The neck tilts in an unhealthy way. This is Polonius with his neck broken. Your mission is complete. Now all you must do is report back to Mayor Shylock. If only it were that easy. You're having trouble figuring out where you are. The giants and the buildings all point to one thing. You are no longer in Catalan. It is imperative that you pinpoint your location. The sergeant can surely tell you where exactly you are. Like I said, it's pretty clear here it's not about where, it's about when. The sergeant is still busy cleaning up the battlefield and tending for the wounded. He acknowledges your presence, though the greeting is far from cordial. What is it that you want now? I seem to be a bit lost. Could you tell me where I am? Start with what continent this is. The sergeant stares at you in an all-too-familiar way and grunts. This is Izo. We are in one of the few wild areas left outside of the Empire's grasp. The sergeant stops to think for a moment. The locals have some name for the whole region. Pharaoh Lake, or some such ridiculous name. So, if this is Farango, does that mean Geralt's town is due east? More like Geralt's hamlet, but yes. The sergeant stares at your map in an odd manner. It's like you're not supposed to have one. At any rate, Geralt's hamlet was only founded recently, by our leader, Beorim Heartwind. Is that the Beorim who led the first Empire troops to Catalan? I honestly do not know what you're talking about. The sergeant turns away from you. If you'll excuse me, I have a battlefield to be cleared. The next thing you feel is a hard hit in the head. Apparently a group of soldiers snuck up behind you and knocked you unconscious. Why? Being unconscious, you never had the opportunity to ask. When you come to, you find yourself in a cramped prison cell. You have no idea how long you were unconscious. Looking through the barred door, you see a bored Empire soldier. All you can do is wait for their move. The waiting turned out to be longer than you would have liked. The soldiers took away the weapons in your hand, but left it at that. No one came to interrogate you. The only contact you had with the soldiers was when the bored soldier, without a word, brought you something to eat. This went on for 3 days. Then on the fourth day, the bored soldier all of a sudden walked up to your cell and, once again, without a word, opened the door and walked back to his desk. Oh, we lost our weapons. Fort Nefarim. The soldier responsible for guarding you is leaning on his fist. You got the impression that, like you, he wasn't very excited about being stuck in this prison either. He has a bottle of ale on the table, which has suffered scratching from his knife. He isn't bothering to greet you. Where am I? The soldier yawns mightily.
Fort Nefarim.
Where are my weapons?
I think the commander has them. Go see him.
What the hell for were you keeping me locked in that prison for days? The soldier looks at you wearily.
I did not do it. Go yell at the commander, not me.
You don't talk much, do you? He glares at you.
Only when there's someone worth talking to.
By the way, I just realized, level ups, we can do it. So, let's do so. Dexterity improvement for Fox. Chic. Endurance would be a good thing, I think. I guess a point in hardiness. Yeah. Bonnie is fine. Draco is fine. Okay. You take your first steps in the corridors of the fort. Looks like any other Empire fort you've seen, except for one minor detail. The floor and walls look a lot cruder than what you've come used to seeing. It could be explained by the fact that you are where you are right now, but still, it looks like the fort was not built by humans at all. Yeah, considering it's called Fort Nefarim, I think we know who it was built by. You come across some statues. This would not be surprising if the statues are human. The statues are in fact Nephilim. They are posing in a dramatic way, aiming their bow or standing majestically while holding their sword. The statues must have belonged to the previous owners of the fort, and the soldiers never had time to remove them. Most likely. You begin to walk out of the fort without your weapons. The soldiers took away the weapons in your hands, and it would be wise to try and find them. You never know what might be roaming the lands here. Yeah, obviously. That's strange. You find piles of rubble on the corner here. You kick the rubble a bit and discover it's not just piles of random stone. You discover a stony head of a Nephilim. There must have been another group of statues here. However, the soldiers were merciless when they destroyed these statues. But why did they leave the other 4 alone? Obviously, because they only just got it. Commander Avernum. Alright. The commander's quarters are spacious and relatively clean. 2 shelves of scrolls and military reports stand in the center of the room. In the back of the room sits the commander, wearing a heavy plate mail. He gestures to the tables to your left.
Your weapons are lying on the tables. Feel free to take them, then speak with me.
Thank you very much. Alright. You got a steel pike. And a U-bow. You got a steel axe and a U-bow. You, blessed dagger and ash bow. And you have too many items. Let me just give one of these to someone else. You hold on to that. Blessed short sword and a U-bow. There we go. Alright. Come, Commander, we have much to talk about. You meet Avernum, who would appear to be the commander of this fort. He is wearing an armor similar to the traditional suit of the Empire Dervish, but it looks cruder and less flashy compared to the armors the Dervish usually wear. Avernum himself is a man in his 40s. He wears a wooden expression under his long beard, and you can tell that beneath the thick suit of armor he is very muscular.
Greetings to you. I hope your imprisonment was not too hard on you. If you would be so kind and answer a few questions, then you are free to go.
Free to go? Why were we imprisoned in the first place?
You fell out of a clear sky, and according to Sergeant Tallow, you were acting very bizarrely. At the time, it seemed reasonable to question you.
But you never did. Avernum throws you a peculiar grin.
No, we did not. Shall we start now?
Fine, ask your questions. Avernum pulls out a form and his pen before he begins.
Now then, Exactly how did you manage to fall out of thin air?
Let's see. We were fighting that wizard that fell to the market square in Farango. He tried to teleport away, but was too wounded and accidentally took us with him. Avernum nods his head as he writes her story down.
That is a nice story, and I'll pretend that I believe it.
The commander sets down his pen and smiles at you heartily.
That is all cleared up now. Feel free to ask your own questions. No, wait, one more question. What in the name of deities everywhere is that thing?
He is pointing at the slith in your group. It's obvious that the surface world has yet to come in contact with the slith. Don't mind him. He didn't show any love for an evil witch, so the witch turned him into the beast you see before you.
Ah, I see. A witch did it, of course.
Bayram rolls his eyes and clears his throat.
Well, it does not matter what he is, as long as he does not run around killing honest citizens.
Yeah, let's go with that. It would probably be wisest to stick with that story. There are many things I would like you to clear up.
Well, as the commander of the troops here and the representative of the Eternal Empire of Izo, I would be glad to answer your questions, newcomers.
Although Bayram claims to be glad, you get the feeling he would rather have you thrown out. Whatever the reason for his behavior is, it would be wise not to aggravate him. Are we still in Catalan?
Catalan? You must have flown from far away. No, this region does not yet have a name, at least according to Empire cartographers. To them, this is still Catland. I'm sure the Nephilim had some name for it, but it's not up to us to learn from other cultures.
What year is it? Bayram seems surprised by your questions.
Are you asking me what year it is according to the Empire calendar? To tell you the truth, I still count the years the way my grandfather did, but at any rate, it is the year 37.
Yeah, centuries. Centuries. We've gone centuries into the past. I pretty much had a feeling as soon as we showed up. Could you tell me something about this area, please?
A little history, perhaps? Well, you may have heard about the Empire, a force that is conquering the continent. This whole region is one of the few areas still under barbaric control. To be more precise, there are two different nations. If we can call them that. Anyway, there's a tribe of Nephilim and giants residing in this area.
What can you tell me about the Nephilim?
Oh, we've almost subdued them. They have grown more desperate and will fight with cunning still. Although late events have crumbled their morale, and if they are surprised, their lines will crumble easily.
Bayram leans back in his chair and strokes his beard.
Of course, there were humans living here prior to the Empire colonists. They lived in slave camps run by the Nephilim. We have naturally freed most of them. But it is more than likely that the Nephilim still have some slaves in their fort to the north.
What can you tell me about the giants?
They are far more dangerous than the Nephilim. When we first engaged in combat with the Nephilim, the giants remained peaceful. At least indifferent about us. But as we gained ground to the west, the giants started giving us more and more trouble. You were at the first battle of Farango, so you know how strong they are. I'll only add that a day ago, Farango was lost to the giants.
Great. Can I help you in any way?
Yes, you can. We are in dire need of more soldiers, so if you could find the recruiting booth in Geralt's Hamlet and sign up, I'd be thrilled. Well, off you go.
Okay, then.
Are you incredibly stupid or just used to walking where you are not supposed to go? Step away from that door, or I will throw you back in the prison.
Wisely, you take a few steps back. Bayram shakes his head. Okay, then. So, of course, there are guards in here. Okay, here's various weapons and armor, and it's basically a storage area. Ah, old beds and the like. These corners haven't really been used. This room seems relatively clean, and the beds are almost free of mites and other vermin. If you wanted, you could try to catch some sleep. Yeah. You slump on the beds. They're hard and generally uncomfortable. It's hard to get any sleep. Just as you're about to doze off, you're awakened by a tick bite. Eventually, you do get some sleep, but it hardly left you any more refreshed. Oh, refreshed enough, I think. Glad he didn't complain. Okay, this looks like it's the kitchen. The cook of the fort is a woman in her 20s. She has brown-cropped hair. She greets you with a smile.
Greetings to you. You're not dressed as soldiers, but I have not seen you outside the fort either.
Oh, my name's Ulrika. I just walked out of prison, actually. For some reason, her eyes flare up in admiration. Oh, you are the ones who helped save Farango. Oh, if only you would have been there the second time. What do you mean, second time? The giants. They came back with a larger force. The soldiers could do nothing to prevent the destruction. Sergeant Haller is a good man, but he acted rashly when he captured you. Can I get something to eat? I'm sorry, but no. I'm only allowed to serve soldiers. But if you really need food, then the Havershans are selling food. They live just east of Haven. Are you one of the locals? Yes, I am. Most of the people here were born here. There have been some people coming from the soldiers' lands, and some of us have joined the soldiers, like my husband, for example. He did not want me to work among all these soldiers, but I managed to convince him to let me. Of course. Well, here's a small temple. Nothing in here. Huh. There is only one soldier sitting in the healer's room. He is awake, though hardly in good condition. He is literally covered in bandages, and the skin that is visible to you is severely burned. The soldier was caught up in an explosion of some sort. He winces at you, but says nothing. What did this to you? A cursed Onivian, that's what. The soldier shifts to a more comfortable position. Damn thing snuck up on me, and old Johnson had it worse. What's an Onivian? The soldier stares at you. Whatever blessed land you're from, take me there. I thought those boars had spread across the whole continent. They are pig-like creatures, only magical. And for some reason this place is littered with them. Some wizard could probably explain this better, but when an Onivian is threatened, it sort of drains magic around it and starts morphing itself. But it cannot do this for long because, well, for some magical reason it blows up in the end. The soldier looks at his scarred hand. Curse all of them. Damn it! I wish the Eternal Empire would destroy all of the pests one day. More than likely they did, since you've never heard of an Onivian before. Are you in pain? He shakes his head. Surprisingly, no. I do not know what the healer did to me, but I was in terrible pain when they carried me here. Now it just aches a bit. Of course. Okay. Here we can look around the entire outside of the place. Come on, let's just uncover everything as I do. There's a lot of guards here. And this Fort Nefarim. Huh, no guards on that end. Interesting. Alright, and it looks like there may be a secret passage over here. Or perhaps not. Oh well. No biggie. And even though it's been 25 minutes, when you step outside the fort uncertain about what you'll find. What you see is a settlement, if you can call it that. The state of the shacks brings tears to your eyes. You've never seen humans live in such hovels. You can hear a bird singing in the distance. There aren't any people around, except for the two men arguing in the center of the village. And we're in the town of Haven. Let me take a look here. Here's the map. Haven isn't even on it. So we showed up here. We're taken to a fort. And now we're at Haven, which we don't even know what is. Okay then. Well, I'm going to end this episode here. Next episode, we'll take a look through the town of Haven, and hopefully we'll find out some more of what we can do. We basically need to figure out a way home, but the way I'm guessing it's going to go, we're going to end up joining in and fighting against the giants and being the adventurers who take care of them. We're going to be the unknown adventurer. And then we're going to go back to our current time, and I don't know, things will happen. But that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I'm Chester44, that is Fox, Cheek, Bonnie, and Draco. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.